It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by AgileDad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. It's Friday, so it's time for another agile, not so agile episode of the Daily Stand Up Podcast. This is where we're going to talk about something that could be agile related, but most likely has little to do with agile, but more to do with being uplifting and inspirational and making things happen. So I had someone ask me the other day, they said, "Why are you always so upbeat and have so much energy throughout the day?" And when I thought about it, I said, there's no simple formula to this other than I think I have three things that I'm doing every single day that help me stay high energy, to help me stay upbeat, that help me stay motivated. It's just three simple things. So I thought I'd share with you the three simple tips that can help you stay upbeat and motivated. So let's start with number one. So, tip number one is kind of the obvious thing, and it's make sure that you never go to sleep the night before angry. If you can find a way to not be upset or not be angry the night before and get a good night's rest, that's 7+ hours of sleep every night. For many people, it's 8, but for me, it's 7 plus. What I'm finding is that it gives you the energy that you need in the next morning so that when you wake up, you have more energy, you feel more excited, you're uplifted, you're ready to start your day, and you get excited about all the potential of what the day can hold. So for me, it all starts with getting a good night's rest the night before. Once you wake up in the morning, the second thing is to make sure you get at least one thing done in the morning. Now, this one sounds kind of crazy, but whether you're following the plan from Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, he says before he goes to sleep at night, he puts 3 sticky notes on his mirror. And he says, but when he wakes up in the morning, before he does anything else, he gets at least one of those sticky notes done, if not all of them, so that he can move forward with the rest of his day. That way, if anything else during the day interrupts his flow, he can say at least he got that one thing done. Now, this is in line with David Allen and his book, Getting Things Done. This is in line with the all of the books that you read from Covey, The Eighth Habit. There's just lots of ways to stay driven, lots of ways to lead with the most important things so that you can make sure you're getting something done each day. Now, what's interesting is when I say getting things done, I'm not talking about just a systematic approach to personal productivity. I mean, yes, that is important, don't get me wrong. But I think that it's also an obvious way for us to think about how we plan for events, right? So whether it's something that we're planning for where we say, okay, we're trying to plan for some type of major vacation, or whether we're planning for how we're going to do work, cranking out checklists, cranking out things that are going to help you to really embrace and understand what the workload looks like, cranking out things that are going to help you engage early and often, getting those three things done, and then finding a way to engage throughout the day. For me, it's creating a checklist. On any given day, I have 10 to 15 things on a checklist. I don't try to do 10 to 15. I try to get at least 2 to 3 done. By setting achievable goals, I'm able to get those things done and really get energized and moving forward. And number 3, this is probably the one that I think is going to impact most of you with the greatest impact. And I had a podcast episode recently about this, and it's called Leading with Light and Love. For me, it's all about, okay, I could feel really bad, or I could say, the media upset me, or there are things that aren't going my way, or whatever the case is. I believe that if we lead with light and love, if we come in and kill people with kindness, if we come in and share our gifts and our talents with others, that we are going to win every single time. And I think that if you do these things, you're going to get blessings throughout the day. You're going to get the blessing of time to do the things that you need to do. If you lose yourself in the service of others, you're going to get the time you need. You're going to have the energy you need. You're going to have the stamina that you need. You're going to be able to do some pretty incredible things. And I think that most people just don't understand or don't take the time to focus on whether it's faith-based, spiritual, whatever it might be. I think it's time for you to really understand where you are, what your contributions are, and how you can impact the world. Because when you start really making a difference, when you start really dialing in and saying, okay, I'm going to do the things that are going to leave a legacy, that's when you're really going to understand. And I think that if you start by getting yourself in a position where you have peace and harmony in your life, then you extend that to your family and loved ones, and then you extend it to all those people around you. It becomes a ripple effect, and you're going to make a wave, and that wave is going to make a difference. But I can tell you now, many people are in a situation where they're at a loss, or they're struggling, or they have something that's not going their way. What I tell you if you're in that scenario is to find a way to embrace peace, find a way to go through a journey of self-discovery, find a way to isolate yourself and get rid of the harmful vibes or the negative energy that's around you or the negative people that are bringing you down. Abstain or stay away fast from social media or from regular media. Do whatever you have to do to make yourself in a better place. And if you do those things, you're going to be happy. You're going to have a world filled with happiness, and you're going to be able to share it with others. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have an amazing and powerful weekend. If you want to reach out to us, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next week, do take care.